Howdy, welcome to Dashbook. In this video I'm going to go over how to create a royalty payment specifically for an advance. This is a little bit cumbersome simply because this screen is designed to create royalty payments that are due, and in most cases an advance doesn't have any royalties yet. So while you can go to the royalties menu and go to select pay royalties up here, that will let you create advances for as many different authors and titles as you want all at once. I'm going to use this example by going to the contact screen and clicking on the royalties tab for a specific royalty holder. That way, not only will I be able to make an advance or a royalty payment for them, but I'll be able to see the result of creating that payment right here in this payments window. So I click the Make Payments button, and this royalties due as of date is very important. By default, it defaults to today's date, and you can see as of today, it's showing quite a bit of royalties due for this particular author. But I'm going to create an advance, and let's say this advance was actually made back on the 31st of 2018. And as soon as I change that date, all of a sudden there's nothing due. That's okay. Disbursement date, I can, the pay period date normally will auto adjust to match the royalties due as of date. The disbursement date, I can leave that as today's date, or I could set it for when I actually paid them. So let's say this was an advance that I wanted applied to his royalty balance as of the end of last year, but let's say I didn't actually send it to him until the January 15th of this year. The disbursement date is often used in the tax report, so that way the payment will show as going to him in 2019 as opposed to 2018. So once I've done that, then I go ahead and select the royalty holder. I can click this little checkbox to make it an advance, and then ideally I want to set it to a specific title. While I can leave it as a payment to all titles, if this is an advance on a specific book, it's much better over in the long run to go ahead and just assign it to that specific title. And so then I'll go ahead and put in the dollar amount. I'll hit apply payments. At this point it disappears, but if I close this screen, I can go back and see that I now have an advance for $100. If need be, I can also set a threshold for this author, and so if I set a threshold for, say, $50, what that'll do is when it's calculating payments, if the total amount due is less than $50, then it won't suggest that there's a payment due at all. But as far as the advance goes, I'm done. I can just hit apply changes, and now if I were to run a royalty summary, let me resize this, and I'm going to say for prior quarter, I have that advance is showing up as a negative $100 beginning balance on book 5, and then for that time frame I actually don't have any royalties accrued. I'll run this again real quick, and I'll select current year instead. And now it shows my beginning balance. It shows the accruals for that book as well as for another book. And then you'll notice that while there's $6,500 accrued, the ending balance is $6,400 because all of that $100 advance got taken off this one title. This other title wasn't affected. And then at the bottom, it gives me total royalties accrued, and then it shows the amount due. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoy.